The plot centers on Akash and Kajal, a married couple whose once passionate relationship has devolved into mundane routine and mutual exasperation in Bangalore. Akash, who sacrificed his dream of being a musician for a corporate job and family responsibilities, feels trapped. Kajal, tired of his nagging and the banality of their life, seeks excitement and validation elsewhere, leading her to begin an affair with an unnamed man. She maintains a facade of a perfect life on social media, masking their real-life issues like Akash's irritation over her wet towel on the bed and her selective listening. The excerpts introduce several other characters and their complex relationships, focusing heavily on infidelity, miscommunication, and the search for love or meaning. Priya and her husband are dealing with the intense family and societal pressure to have a child. They nervously check a pregnancy test with unclear results, revealing the anxiety surrounding their fertility journey. Chumki, a friend of Kajal's, is preparing for her engagement to Anand. She embodies perpetual confusion and social awkwardness, struggling to confront people. Her two main problems are her chronic indecisiveness, which led her to switch careers multiple times before settling on an MBA, and her inability to assert herself. The movie's climax involves a disastrous mix-up catalyzed by a drunken mistake. Akash's friend Parth is house-sitting and awaiting his girlfriend Sweetie. He instructs Akash, who is driving, to stop at a specific address, Bhakti Niwas. Akash's lack of attention due to a fight with Kajal leads him to miss the turn. Later, a drunk Chumki accidentally ends up at a house where she undresses to change clothes, believing she is at the correct Bhakti Niwas. Parth, thinking she is Sweetie, is interrupted when his actual girlfriend walks in. The address mix-up between Bhakti Niwas and Bhakti Awaz causes a massive misunderstanding, as Anand believes Chumki is cheating on him after hearing about the incident. To fix the situation, Akash and his wife Shruti, who is a friend of Chumki's, though Akash initially misidentifies his wife as Kajal in some parts of the provided dialogue, indicating a potential name mix-up or a relationship shift, but later dialogues clarify his wife's name is Shruti, concoct a plan to stage a meeting with Anand. Akash's wife Shruti poses as Akash's partner to meet Anand, who is revealed to be Shruti's boss and whom she hates, and clear Chumki's name by explaining the address confusion. The group of friends, including Muskan Dua and her boyfriend, share their confusing love stories, highlighting themes of love versus lust and the struggle for commitment, often using a musical storytelling tradition. Meanwhile, Akash is attempting to transition from his corporate job back to his passion for music. He struggles to get his new songs heard by an influential person, Sir, who is more interested in his corporate career. Another storyline features Januk, who rejects her former love Rohan after he returns from London, revealing she has moved on. The film uses these interconnected narratives to explore the themes of marital stagnation, extramarital affairs, the pursuit of dreams, and the difficulty of authentic communication in modern relationships, ultimately leaving the audience to ponder the true nature of love and commitment amidst the chaos of contemporary life. The film explores the complexities of modern love and marriage through the interconnected lives of several characters struggling with commitment, fidelity, and self-identity. Akash and Shruti are a couple whose marriage is failing due to long distance and Akash's unfulfilled dream of being a musician, a dream he is now desperately trying to revive by making jingles, while Shruti supports him by staying in Delhi for her job. When Akash is offered a secure corporate job with a significant hike, he is ready to take it, but Shruti, having already sacrificed for his career, pushes him to pursue his passion, leading to a painful fight where she calls him an average loser like his father. The film also focuses on Kajal, Shruti's friend, who is having an affair with an unnamed man as an escape from her dull marriage. She meets a man named Monty, who uses the online alias Wing Commander Reina, online, and begins an emotional affair. Simultaneously, Chumki, another friend, is confused about her upcoming engagement to Anand. She is unsure if her relationship is genuine love or just house slippers syndrome, a comfortable habit she's too used to discard. Her inherent indecisiveness and fear of commitment clash with her desire for a settled life. A devastating climax occurs when Akash discovers that Shruti has been meeting a man named Parth, a friend of Akash's who is having multiple casual affairs. Overwhelmed by guilt and anger, Akash confronts Shruti, accusing her of infidelity and even questioning the paternity of their baby who was miscarried. Shruti in turn points out that Akash's self-pity and constant failures led her to seek solace elsewhere. The film reaches a crescendo when the truth about the long stagnant marriage of Kajal's parents Ma and Baba is revealed. Kajal confronts her mother for staying with Baba after he had an affair with Auntie Sheila years ago, accusing her of a lack of courage. Baba intervenes, admitting his mistake and begging Kajal to give her own marriage a second chance, arguing that love in a long-term marriage requires the choice to fall in love with the same person over and over again. Kajal leaves her husband driving off alone, but she is soon picked up by Monty, the man she was having an online affair with. The movie ends at a college reunion where the friends, including a newly married Aryan and now single father Parimal and Bonnie, the happy housewife, share stories of their unfulfilled dreams, losses, and failed marriages. These stories highlight the theme that everyone is struggling and there is no perfect happy ending. The final shot shows Kajal and Monty at the reunion, realizing their online fantasy clashes with their real-life complex problems, suggesting their new relationship will face the same challenges as the old ones. The film ultimately portrays modern relationships as messy, confusing, and often driven by unexpressed desires and a universal search for genuine connection. The film follows several interconnected characters grappling with love, regret, and the search for authentic self-expression. The narrative centers on Akash and Shruti, a couple whose marriage is strained by his emotional distance and her growing disillusionment. This crisis is mirrored by the separate but equally complicated journeys of their family and friends. A major storyline revolves around Rohan, who is still deeply in love with Januk. Rohan seeks advice from Januk's father Baba, a widower. Baba reveals that Januk's reluctance to commit to Rohan stems from her dead college friend Eber's last words, which were an instruction to always take care of Baba and never leave him alone. Baba encourages Rohan to be patient and keep trying to win Januk over. Shruti, unhappy in her marriage with Akash, finds an opportunity for an escape and introspection by running away to a college reunion in Goa. She keeps her location secret, initially only telling her youngest daughter Pihu. Her husband Sanjeev, Baba, is distraught and is advised by Pihu and Kajal, her eldest daughter, to woo his wife again, suggesting he needs to fall in love with her repeatedly. At the reunion, Shruti, who goes by her maiden name Bani, reconnects with old friends and meets Parimal, a widower with a secret past. Parimal is revealed to have been in a 7-year relationship with a woman named Shibani, who was his regular client after his wife's death, though he kept it a secret from his family. Shibani, who also attends the reunion, meets Bani, and together they concoct a plan for Bani to run away from her current life. Bani is inspired to revive her passion for theater, and a friend Monty offers her a part in his play, reigniting her sense of self. During this time, Bani's daughter Kajal, who is also at the reunion, finds her mother and, confused by her mother's behavior and the introduction of Parimal, mistakenly believes Parimal is her mother's new love interest. Kajal is also dealing with her own relationship troubles, including being harassed by her boss and being uncertain about her fiancé Anand. Another thread involves Chumki, a young woman who is in a relationship with Parth. She is plagued by self-doubt and her fiancé's history as a womanizer. Despite her feelings for Parth, she is afraid of his past and the lack of stability he represents. Parth, having genuinely changed, comes to the wedding venue only to be rejected by Chumki, who is not ready to commit, though she doesn't want him to marry anyone else either. The central conflict between Akash and Shruti comes to a head. Akash is trying desperately to fix their marriage but is pushed away by Shruti's emotional distance and his own past failures. In a moment of desperation, Shruti reveals she is pregnant but plans to have an abortion without telling Akash. This news devastates Akash, who pleads with her not to go through with it. However, the emotional toll of their relationship turmoil leads her to the decision. Later, in a fit of despair and regret after the abortion, Shruti breaks down, realizing her own selfishness and mistakes. Akash, seeing her pain and realizing he could lose her completely, chooses to forgive everything, confessing that all he wants is her. He commits to re-charming her and winning her love again, stating he doesn't care what happened in Goa. Meanwhile, Baba's attempt to woo his wife leads him to track down Bani at the reunion. He suffers a minor heart attack, which his children mistakenly attribute to Bani's presence and the stress she's causing. In a dramatic confrontation, Bani tells her daughters to let her go, revealing that she and Baba had planned the running away scenario to force his children to stop being possessive of him, though his heart attack was real. Bani, realizing she needs to live without regret, decides to take the risk on herself. In the resolution, the focus shifts to personal courage. Chumki finally stands up to her harassing boss, quits her job, and in a moment of clarity goes to stop Parth's wedding, only to reject his marriage proposal while admitting she loves him, needing time to figure herself out. Akash gets a breakthrough in his singing career when a producer recognizes his voice. The film concludes with Akash and Shruti reconciled, with Akash jokingly agreeing to a fake marriage to appease his family, and a tender moment where a home pregnancy test shows 2 full dark pink lines signifying a second chance at parenthood for the couple. They realize that love isn't about finding the perfect person but about choosing to grow with the one you have again and again. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.